Owning a boat comes with a number of perks, like being able to say ahoy or land ho and not feel weird about it. So here's another perk. Geico's boat insurance offers access to the largest towing fleet on the water. And with specialist support from agents that are as passionate about boating as you are, there's so much value that you'll want to say, shiver me timbers, and not feel weird about that either. Get more with Geico.
This is Jordan Grace, and you're listening to the Social Suplex Podcast Network.
BWB, this is One Nation Radio. You better get it right. Rich Latta, James Boyd came to give them life. The Blackest Wrestling Podcast has come to kick all ass and drop it 6 feet if they kicking trash. Word, let me welcome y'all to something different. And if you dig it, man, you should let some friends listen. We be getting it in, this on the regular, dude. Ravish and flow, but this shit rude. See, James don't rap, so I had to break it down. The whole network, man, we coming for the crown. Raps in the columns, I keep them both covered. Making the beats too, so the listeners can bump it. Hit us with the rating, yeah, I'm saying it's a 5. Before you hit it, talk, bob your head side to side. It's One Nation Radio, and this is the beginning. It's Rich, and I'm here with James. It's time to listen to One Nation.
You got to unleash the power of the pyramid.
This is Mike Sempervive from WrestlingObserver.com. Check me out on Wrestling Observer Live every day. And also check out your boys, Rich and James, on One Nation Radio.
This is Kenny Omega. We're listening to One Nation Radio. Check it out, guys. These guys know what's up. Big Kenny Omega fans, and that's all that counts to me. Goodbye and good night. Bang.
Hey, folks. Welcome to this week's edition of One Nation Radio. I'm James Border. May I have Rich Latta. What's going on, man?
Not much, man. Just ready to get into a lot of stuff. I told you why we did not have One Nation Radio last night. I first time that's ever happened to me. So like Sunday night, don't know what it was. You know, I've been doing like pretty good with my training and my diet and all that. And I had like a party at one of my neighbors next door, and it was like her birthday. So a lot of, barbecue foods, stuff like that. I loosened up a little bit. I had some cake, ice cream cake, shit like that. And then I took my ass home. Literally a party next door.
Party next door. I mean,
literally.
Look, it's better than a party on the street.
Correct. It is. But went over there. I threw down some macaroni and cheese. I posted it in the cook up in the cooking part of the Discord or whatever.
Oh, okay.
It was good as hell. Just gotta say,
it looked good. Yeah.
And then I took my ass to like I was watching the Sonic the Hedgehog movie with Catherine at night, probably like around 9 o'clock. But I started nodding off or whatever, just cause. So I wake up by the end of the movie or whatever, cause nothing drives me up the wall more than are you falling asleep? It's like there is no answer to this. It's like yes, I am falling asleep. Like let me let me relax. So I wake up out of that insecurity or whatever, and by the time I actually think to lay it down, I want to say it's like maybe 12:30 or 1 o'clock. I'm like, oh, all right, whatever. Be straight. Nigga, I lay my ass there until 8 in the morning when it's time to work or whatever. And, I was reading a book. Usually I can read a book and fall asleep. Nope. Try to watch some YouTube stuff. Brother, I just did not sleep the whole night.
You ain't throw on some world class or some superstars to try to put you to sleep. Don't that normally put your ass to sleep?
That could. I did not think to do it. Usually, I could read something or I could watch a YouTube video, like something like that. So,
yeah, okay.
I walked around the house or whatever, got up, used the restroom, whatever, probably like around 4 in the morning. I was like, whatever. I'll just go on the couch or whatever. I can fall asleep on the couch or whatever. Mm-hmm. It's late as hell. I don't want to wake Catherine up going back in there. And then I just laid on the couch for hours, and I was like, "What's wrong with me?" Apparently, so perhaps I should have put some FTR on. Could have,
wow.
Got saw the back of my eyelids, some Randy Orton, something like that. But so that whole day I go through. And could have watched Mox and Cope rematch, as they're saying in the chat right there. Today's Trish and Sarah featured a brutal takedown of that main event that I suggest everybody take a look at. and listen to.
Who didn't have a brutal takedown of that match? Who did?
Yeah, I kind of think we put belt ass on that as well. So,
Yeah.
the
audacity of these niggas to do a rematch.
Yes,
Tony
we're gonna talk
Khan.
about that too.
Tony Khan. If this match, look, he set the table very well with the look. We gotta get the rematch, but Will Ospreay teasing that he gonna win the Horn and go to All In. You might get the Swerve and Ospreay match at All In Texas. Just stick with me, okay, bitch. All right, keep playing these games. All right, continue, Rich. Sorry.
Yeah, you good. So I go through training and they hit us with, it's Monday, it's time for something new or whatever. So what did they do? Nigga, they got us in the warm up. They blow us up in the warm up or before the stretch or whatever in the warm up. So they're like, yeah, why don't y'all go out there and duck walk and do the crab walk and all this other shit, all these different walks or whatever up and down the joint. And I'm like, today my quads are on fire. I was like,
man's quads and groin was on fire.
Yes, like bro, I told James, like, I was like, yo, I live in fear of tearing my groin. Like whenever I do this shit, it's like, no, like I don't.
Wasn't this after LeBron a couple weekends ago?
Yes, after he had that groin problem, I was like, bro, nah. And then they kill us or whatever that day or whatever. And they make us do the fitness sets at the end of class or whatever. Somehow I survive. Or whatever, but I gotta sit down towards the end of class. Like, I let James know before I went to class. I was like, "We're not doing One Nation Radio tonight." I slept like a baby last night, bitch.
How many hours you end up getting?
I think I went to sleep probably like at 10. So I think I woke up at 7. So about 9-ish or whatever.
It's not bad, but you still got to catch up.
I'm still in the negative.
You still got to catch up. Like that shit be bad, bro. But that's the thing. Do you ever feel like during the day, like you felt like there was a certain point during the day where like you could like have like a little mini nap or whatever else, so you could nod off for a split second?
I ended up taking a nap on Monday. Just
that's how I go. That's how I go, man. Like
I fit it in somewhere. So
it's like it's so weird. It's like it's because this happens to me with almost like every 2 weeks or whatever else. It's less frequently ever since I lost some weight, but like you can't sleep, and then like the whole 8 hours you're supposed to be sleeping, you just can't sleep, and then like it's almost like you get like a second wind type of situation where like the time you normally wake up, your body just snaps in, you don't feel tired, and then all of a sudden like by the time you get around like maybe I don't know whatever your lunchtime is, then all of a sudden you just fighting for your life for a little bit, and you're like, I can't go to sleep right now, I'm in the middle of some shit. And then if you can survive that, you can get the rest of the day. And then if you get to that another time or whatever else, you can you'll be sleep. You'll wake up just tired. You'll wake up after 8 hours sleep, be like, I feel like I didn't even go to sleep. It's bad, man. I don't wish it upon nobody. It was crazy because like I worked out at the end of that day or whatever, and like the workout, like I had no energy. I walked in there with a Gatorade cup, so it was bad. Did you feel like your heart was beating funny? Like, could you feel your heart beating more?
I felt like I was just exhausted a lot faster. I was like, and then combined with, going off the diet a little bit or whatever on the weekend or whatever. So it was like, I feel like I redlined or whatever. And I normally don't, I'm fine normally now, but that shit was not fun and is waiting for me tomorrow. At least I know all these walks and shit are waiting for me tomorrow. So
what I will say though is like
I got to get protein though.
Yeah. What I will say is like just make sure you get your sleep, because one of the things when like you don't get enough sleep is like all of a sudden like you start feeling like, oh shit, I feel like I'm about to get sick, and sure enough, your ass will get sick if you don't catch up. So try to catch up.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, just welcome to my world. That's all I have to say. Welcome to my world for at least a day.
Call it the James.
Yeah. So is it time for us to talk about the aesthetic? Talk about new glasses you got in?
Nah, these are the same ones that look.
Okay, so maybe it's no. Go back to the clear glasses. Go back to clear glasses real quick. I got a little joke. Go back to clear. I got a joke. So I don't know. Maybe it's because the hoodie with the glasses, that combination. But right now, brother, it looks like you about to take a class in macroeconomics at the Baltimore City Community College. you look real stringer bellish right now with them glasses on.
You know,
all you need is a polo. That polo would have made it even worse.
Gotta do the educated brother glasses. You know, like DMX at the end of Belly. You know,
my God. One of the glasses was smaller, the frames.
Oh, yes,
Okay.
they're a little bit smaller.
Okay.
They're a little different.
Okay.
I perhaps shall acquire some just for the meme or whatever. But yeah, man. So kind of a light week in wrestling. I've got the WWE 2K segment not for this week or whatever. I'm gonna pull it out on a week where it really ain't shit. I managed to think of a couple things and all that. We'll do the rating segment whenever I don't actually own the game this year. So I'm gonna get a list and all that. So we'll fire it up then, and I'll think of some kind of twist. But BET, yes, Black Entertainment Television.
Well, hold on, real quick before we get to that, because I don't want to fuck up the clip, or whatever. But I want to tell you about my day today.
Oh, okay.
So, every year in CrossFit, they have what they call the Open. It's basically like the trials to get into like a certain level, to get to like quarterfinals, to get to semifinals, to get to the games, right? So everybody at their CrossFit gym, whatever else, or recording it or whatever else, they send in their information of the 3 to 5 workouts to do the trials, get in there. They take like the top 1%, because it's like 100,000, 200,000 people, men or women, in each division that are trying out for it. So a couple weeks, so it ended. The third and final workout ended last weekend. They announced it on Thursday. You have until Monday to turn it in. So I've been putting up. So I don't actually do the CrossFit Open and sign up for it, because one is like $30, and like I ain't going to the games. I ain't nearly close as I am not a superhero. No, not even close. Mm-hmm. So I just do the workout if it's something I can do. Like if I don't have the gymnastic skills for it, I'm not going to do it. Like I don't have muscle ups, I'm not going to do it. So I did the workout from 2 weeks ago, 25.1. It was 3 burpees over lateral burpees over a dumbbell, then 3 hanging cleans to overhead, which is basically like you clean it to your shoulder, and then you basically jerk it from your shoulder overhead, right?
Kettlebell or the dumbbell?
A dumbbell, a 50-pound dumbbell for men, 35-pound dumbbell for women. So, I'm big and strong, so dumbbell doesn't really bother me. But I'm 6'4", and I'm like 270-ish, so like the burpees are killer. So I was like, man, I'm dreading this fucking thing for forever. So that's why it took me 2 or 3 weeks finally get to doing it. Even though I just wanted to do it, get out of the way, see where I stood as far as like just general fitness. So, man, I do it today, and like it was. Oh, sorry. The thing to add to it is after you do the 3 of each, then you have to do a unweighted 15-foot lunge, and then lunge 15 feet back, and then you start the next round where you do 6 burpees and 6 movements of dumbbells. Go back down. Next round, add 3 every single round. Every time you go down and lunge, you come back, you add 3. And you have 15. You have to do as many reps as you can in 15 minutes. Man. So I've watched people do this. I've watched the elite do this. I watched people that are not elite do it. I came up looking around for pacing strategies for like, how do I do this and do these burpees and not blow up, right? Man, I got through and everybody was talking about like what round, there's a certain round where they felt to where it's like, they started looking at the timer like, time just like, I can't believe there's this much time left. Man, I got through the round at 12, and I was like, I looked and I was like, holy shit, I have 10 more minutes. I have 10 more minutes.
So let me get this right. So it's a step over burpee 3 times.
No. It's basically do a burpee, and then you basically you top off 2 feet over the dumbbell to the other side, burpee, hop over.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. Cause that, like in the actual CrossFit joints, like they don't do like a normal where you just get up to your feet and you do a 6-inch jump. It's, you have to jump over some shit, whether it's you line a chalk and then you jump, what do you call the line facing burpees, where you basically like, jump over the line and then face the line and then back and forth, or you jump over some object that is, whether it's a dumbbell or something else, is always jump over some shit. So, man, I was like, all right, well, this ain't bad. I was like, all right, just whatever you do, go slow. Do not burn up on the burpees or whatever else, because you'll be miserable. But the dumbbell, you'll move and whatever, you'll be fine. And just use the lunge very slowly to get your game back. And that was fine. I was like, okay, round of 3, fine. Round of 6, fine. Round of 9, fine. Round of 12, fine. And I was like, okay, I may have just spilled over. How much time's left? Lit my phone. I saw that shit said 6. I mean, I had like 9, like 5 or 6 minutes. I was like, oh no, man, them 10 minutes was hell. And it did not slow. It did, like, the time just stood still, because as you going, like, the rounds get bigger, so it's like there's less break time to get to the lunge. So there's more. So it's like you're just constantly moving more as opposed to slowing yourself down. My problem was I fucked up the pacing. When I thought I had the pacing right, I completely fucked it up. Boy, I spilled over. When it got to 15-minute call, I had Fran lung, which is like, you just feel like you coughing up shit constantly or whatever else. It was bad. This was the second time I had Fran lung in like years. So it was bad. And I was like, man.
It's like you gotta do that shit while listening to the game 15 or 300 bars or whatever
I put on GNX. Actually put on GNX. And man, by the time I got to what was it? Not Squabble Up. Hey Now, Say Now, I was like,
yeah, you were starting to see them spaceships on Bakehead, wasn't you?
Yeah, it was not good, brother. It was not good at all. But yeah, man, made it through whatever else, and like I'm gonna try. Maybe next week I'm gonna try the third workout. The second workout is like there's too much gymnastics. Like it's bar muscle ups and shit. I ain't got those, so no. But yeah, we'll 25 or the other one is like dunk or deadlift 225. Yeah, we'll try that one.
Yeah. I will give you all an update on how the next classes go. My quads are like, hey, nigga. Like,
yeah. You have a foam roller? You have a foam roller up there, right?
I do. I do. I need to.
Yeah.
I need to bump it out.
The foam roller is your friend.
Yeah. On water. But yeah. So BET, Black Entertainment Television, formerly owned by Bob Johnson, Deborah Hill. Pretty much owned by Viacom now. Not a channel I frequent too often. Not one James has frequented in a long time, I would imagine either.
No. I don't even know what channel it is, like locally.
Yeah.
I haven't known that for like over a decade.
Yeah, so BET is a it's like probably like the most famous black network of like the last like 40 years or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Undergone different eras, changes, leadership, and then it kind of just became kind of like how MTV is now, how they play a bunch of reruns and shit. They do the same thing on like, and they don't actually really have programming. They do the same thing. They've tried pretty much everything on BET that they did at MTV, reality TV, countdown shows, just aimed at a black audience. So, they have their own award shows, everything. So BET drops this starts in March. I start seeing them saluting WWE women's wrestlers. I saw profiles of them with like of all time. It was like Bianca Belair. They were talking about B-Fab. They were talking about a couple other people, whatever. And I was like, it was interesting. It just made my antennas go up. I was like, all right, what's going on here? Then a couple, like less than a week ago, I want to say, they dropped this list ranking the 15 greatest black wrestlers ever. And immediately I'm skeptical. I'm like, all right, what's going on here? Why did they randomly do this? Was a call made? Was like, a deal cut? I saw the tweet come out from BET. They mentioned WWE. They mentioned AEW because, the way this list is made, you can't not mention AEW. However, there's a huge omission that we're going to talk about in just a minute. But let's get to the list. I'm going to read this. And y'all tell me if they got it right. So this is the 15 greatest black wrestlers ever, according to BET. Jazz. Number 15. 14, Shelton Benjamin. 13, Naomi. 12, Jacqueline. 11, Big E. 10, Devon Dudley. 9, Bianca Belair. 8, Bobby Lashley. 7, Ron Simmons. Damn. 6, the Junkyard Dog. 5, Sasha Banks / Mercedes Moné. 4, Mark Henry. 3, Kofi Kingston. 2, The Rock. And 1, Booker T. This list was written by a gentleman named Tyler Tynes. I tried to look into finding his social media or any type of work, anything that he submitted anywhere. I could not find anything. It was like looking for a dead end. I definitely wanted to try to contact him and get some more context on this list. AKA, explain yourself, fool. So getting to the obvious issues with this, right? You know, you've got Junkyard Dog. If you take Junkyard Dog off of this, right? Do you tell me all the black wrestlers ever have emanated from like 1990, like 5 and beyond, or 1992 and after that? That's it. We won't even talk about like Aja Kong or anything. Let's just
the answer's Aja Kong. Let's
just put to the side.
Right, the answer's Aja Kong. Like this is like the thing is like they're pretending like Japan is. That's why Bob Sapp is on the list either. Right.
Right.
Like like was Shelton Benjamin on that list?
He was number 14.
Right. Like he's not 14 based off his work in New Japan and being in G1s. His work like that's based on him being in WWE. Period.
Yeah. So Swerve, notably absent from this list. So many people tagging him. Like, I'm like, all right, based on what they was doing, they want to act like it's America. Like,
and he's the one that made it invented the show that has 70,000 people.
And signed a bigger contract than like everybody on this list except The Rock. Like,
well, The Rock and maybe Mercedes. I mean, because you don't know.
I mean, like,
but still, even that being said, is like, yeah, Swerve should be on the list.
Like,
because Devon Dudley's on this fucking list. Are you kidding me?
Devon Dudley over Big E. Devon Dudley over
Devon
Swerve.
Dudley over Swerve. What? But sure, Big E is ridiculous. Because like, known for being an or historical tag team for the promotion. Look at what New Day actually did compared to the Dudleys, and it's not even fucking close. It's the New Day. Like all three. In fact, where is Xavier on here?
Not on the list. Perhaps the brainchild of all this shit.
Right.
The Mark Henry being directly over Sasha Banks, Mercedes Moné is embarrassing. They should have never, and I mean never. Like, this makes me think a phone call was made by somebody who might have interest in such topics.
So what I would say is this. Mark Henry being that high is obviously just compiling.
Criminal.
He was around since 96 and he wrestled a long time. He was in WWE for a long time. Like, that's the only explanation for this. Like Bianca being where she is, like she should be way higher too.
This is bad, man. This is
compared to the field that's actually there, she should be way higher too. So yeah.
Where is Ernie Ladd? Like, where is
Brazil? Yeah, I know. Yeah,
when they pop up these lists, like they feel like agendas. The no swerve thing. When you mention AEW in the tweet too, is to cover you from like people that you have in here that are in AEW now that just got there, like Bobby Lashley. Oh, AEW people are on it, but it's like, no, you have nobody that made their name and, you know, their star, you know, essentially like made their careers in AEW. Like, if you don't have Swerve on this list just by a function of, by default, almost, your list should get thrown in the trash and burned with fire.
like just by a function of he wrestled he main evented a show that had 70,000 people in it.
And let's start talking about, like, what if we start ask the question of, like, how were their matches? Like, what if we ask that question of how good of a wrestler they were?
Yeah,
like,
of course.
What if we just completely break their shit like that? So, like,
right.
It's even worse.
Yeah. It's a goofy list, man.
This is bad, bro. This feels like a Nick Khan phone call after, somebody that he knows is over there. Maybe Mark Henry got contacts over there. I don't know. I'm just, this is One Nation Radio. Y'all see the pyramid, but
Rich,
this went to all the black blogs and media. This list went out to them through the World Star, Shade Room, all that shit, and got all that discussion going. And who they have on this list, like. It leads back to WWE ultimately.
I would like to. Well, I'm not going to get into it, but what I will say is this, right? Like, go through that list again, and you talk about the era that the majority of people are from, and it's like we cannot let go of the fucking '90s and nostalgia of the '90s and the Attitude Era. Just same way, like these motherfuckers are worse than like the talk shows or basketball. Like they're flat out worse. It's like, oh, this person was like the 29th most important act during the Attitude Era, so therefore,
they're a legend.
Yeah, like, bro, was D'Lo Brown on that list?
No,
D'Lo Brown not on the list, but Devon Dudley is. I'm sorry,
amazing.
What? Name me your favorite singles Devon Dudley match of all time.
Okay, name a good Devon Dudley match without a weapon in it.
Right.
Yeah, Dan saying no New Jack. Look,
well, that's
New Jack not allowed on these kind of lists.
Yeah.
Look, I love New Jack.
So does Nick Khan, apparently, right?
Apparently. But Booker T over The Rock, that's a funny one. On a lot of levels.
I mean,
I thought we settled this at SummerSlam 2001, but whatever.
I think what also happened is, like, whoever voted on this, some people might have been like, Rock might have been off some of them ballots.
Yeah.
So whoever they came to the conclusion on that, I can see how it could happen if it was up to a committee. Rock was probably out here with like most first place votes and then was left off ballots because they're like, oh, he's black. Oh, he's black now. Some people be weird. People be weird, man. Like, how many times do you go online and I got to see a black person had a blackness question because they biracial? I'm like, all right, man, y'all got it. All right, y'all got it.
Like,
I'm not here for the 4 black grandmothers talk or 4 black grandparents talk. I'm just not here for it. I don't care.
Yeah, man, this is a very bad.
I'm going on my tangent. I'm sorry. When people say when black people say this, do you realize who you sound like? You sound like the white man talking about
keeping it pure.
Right. What the fuck is wrong with you? Whatever, man. Whatever.
I'm shocked they didn't confusingly put a Uso on this list or something.
Damn it. I mean, maybe not a Uso, but why the fuck around with Jake for 2 on this bitch? Oh man. Is anyone talking about the part where like his hair is clearly thinning because his hair is not meant to be in that style? No. I mean, that's clearly traction alopecia is happening to him.
That's a great one, Dan. Bad News Brown. I love Bad News Brown, but they left Kamala out. Kamala made a lot of money. I know that.
I mean, I don't think you could put Kamala on the greatest because that's a very bad stereotype of caricature. That's yeah. Was it Ugandan witch doctor? Nah, man.
Ugandan giant.
Oh yeah, the Ugandan giant, not witch doctor, but he's basically like whatever. What? Look, he's not on there for the same. He's not on there for the same reason that the Godfather's not on there. No, we're not doing that. We're just not. We're not.
I might have thrown Godfather a number 15 vote. Just
damn it. Terrible.
Oh, what an interesting list on a lot of levels. I find it.
Where was Akeem African Dream at on that list?
The same rejection
Dusty?
of Cody Cody Rhodes or Dusty Rhodes.
Okay, gotcha.
Somebody in the comments, Dr. Stoppage, what about the black side of Roddy Piper?
Oh shit. Yeah, I forgot about half blackface.
Yeah, Bobo Brazil. I can't cap. I never seen a Bobo Brazil match, but you know.
I've seen a promo from him a couple times. He actually was a good promo.
So
his
like,
voice,
you know,
his voice
it's just
like
when they say ever.
His voice almost like a Shakespearean actor. Surprisingly.
Gotcha.
Anyway, go ahead.
But yeah, like, you know, as you mentioned, Aja Kong obviously should have been like number one.
Yeah.
Or like, it's like, bro, she just gets like
no other black
on
wrestler has
matter.
that catalog of matches. No other black wrestler was on top like that. No other black like any like promotion that drew to that level. Right. It's like whatever. It's a dumb thing, but they'll do the she's half Japanese, whatever. But it's like they also got Rock Ass up there, whatever. I don't know. And also they're just doing the whole thing like it's just people that wrestle in America. They don't give a fuck about what happened 11,000 miles away. They don't give a shit.
Right. If it's not, Rock as number one, I think you should be looking at Aja Kong, and then we got to start talking about Swerve because, like, I think people need to.
I mean, if you want to say Mercedes, I would have no problem with Mercedes number one on this list. I would not.
Yeah.
Because she has a better match. She has a better match catalog than Rock and Booker T.
Probably combined. Like
at this point, yeah. Maybe not when she left WWE, but by this point, yeah.
Someone said, "What about Ricky Saints?"
Hasn't done enough yet.
He's more.
Yeah. Look, the bar is real low. Like people like him and like Private. Well,
Ricochet should definitely be on this
list. That's another one. But it happened in Dragon Gate, in New Japan Pro Wrestling, in NXT, so it don't count. Apparently, But back to Ricky Saints, like people like Ricky Saints and Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams, they have plenty of time to add themselves to this list because the bar at the bottom 15 is not that high based off of this field. Like they are talented enough to all three of them. I'll give me all three of them over Devon Dudley right the fuck now. So yeah, they have the opportunity to get into this list if just they don't get fucked with as far as their booking, their creative, and their pushes. Yeah,
they let Devon Dudley on this shit. All he was known for was getting the tables for the white man.
Getting the tables for the white man. Wow, damn it,
amazing. I want to talk about John Cena. Yeah, a do boy, yes. So John Cena returned to TV this week and cut a promo, and Cody Rhodes came out, answered him. I checked this segment out, James, and I feel like I'm already checked out on this, man. There's so many cool things you could have done, and they did none of them. They do the You People promo, coming out to the same music, coming out. He basically tries to explain all this in the promo where he talks about you people get no new music and the whole thing about dressing like you. That was a good line. Like, y'all dress like me, I don't dress like you. Come on, man. Just keep it a buck. Them shirts is already printed. Stop. Like, I know what it is. The just beating kayfabe over his knee. I'm not a babyface. I'm not a heel. I'm a human being. The whole thing was a You People promo. You people treated me like this, but like, it's so out of nowhere, and it's like, nigga, you sold your own soul. We didn't do shit to you. Niggas have cheered you the last 10 years. You came back and got destroyed by like the likes of Austin Theory and Sol Sikoa. Like, I was like out on this. You don't mention a fucking word about The Rock or Travis Scott. Why the fuck y'all all linked up or anything like that? Why you sold your soul to The Rock? I'm just baffled at this point. Then Cody doesn't try to steal him, doesn't try to do nothing. He doesn't even try to breathe on the nigga too hard. Like, he comes out there and he just waits for like 2 minutes before he says something. And it's like, oh, like, they could have done so many creative things, I feel like, with this. Like, Cody should have been trying to strike him or get to him and basically either get stopped from it or whatever. Like, and you know, have people showing up like, yeah, man, I kind of, you know, have some older cast like Randy Orton be like, you know what, I'm rolling with John. Like, essentially, like, and then make it to where Cody's trying to get to him for them beating the fucking shit out of him. And he's appeared in arenas for weeks. Talking about he's going to like walk Cena like a dog. He's going to do all this shit to him. And then he comes, you know, shows up and it's all pleasantries essentially. And this just makes it feel unplanned. It makes it feel like they took the easiest, safest route for this and decided to have no real creativity involved with this. Is The Rock even responding to emails anymore? Who knows? like for them not to mention The Rock at all in this, for Cena to not really even mention Cody Rhodes of why he did it to him is a massive whiff to me. And it's like, the common defense is, oh, wait for it, they've got, you know, X amount of weeks or whatever. It's like, bro,
they have 4 weeks.
You did the quote unquote biggest turn in wrestling history, as people tried to say it was, did nothing with it for weeks, and then gave him a crumb. If you compare this to Hulk Hogan turning and forming the NWO, you should be laughed out of the room. Hogan came out there, did that hot angle, and did cut that interview on the spot and went crazy.
Right.
This is the difference between John Cena and Hulk Hogan, at least in this respect.
What I also will add to that is, like, you mentioned that they've done nothing as far as, like, this is their first time really following up, like, directly, and, like, this was such a big deal that they had other people the day after that show or the weekend after that show, the following shows, like, talk about it. They had the CM Punk at the promo, like, you know, you had people in the locker room talking about the seismic shift of what this was to WWE in, like, not the fabric of WWE, but, like, the quote unquote, like, the company or whatever was by him turning heel. They did that a couple weeks ago. And for him to show up and then, like, they don't address any, you know, any of the Travis Scott Rock thing is like, well, I could feel the lazy writing. Like, they're doing, like, we'll get to that when we get to it. Cause you and I, you want to know why they're not getting to it yet? Because they don't fucking know yet either.
Oh, and they over there, you know.
I mean, if you can still talk about why they're not here, like, they are still clearly don't have all these things figured out. They have concepts of a plan to quote Donald Trump. They don't have plans yet. They have concepts of plans, and that's a problem when, like, you are 4 weeks out from your biggest show of the year. Now, don't get me wrong. Like, there are other promotions that I follow that are flying by the seat of their pants right now, going into their biggest show of the year as well. But yeah, man, like, it's not good, man. It's not good.
I don't know what people are seeing. People were like were trying to boost this up, and I was like, I'm not seeing it. Like, I'm not, like, obviously Cena's going to talk to a well enough level to where what he's going to say, like, makes sense. What he's going to say is, like, he's going to give you a couple one-liners and stuff like that. And he's John Cena. He's an awesome promo. But, like, I think the material is it falls short for me just because, like,
it's soulless.
He could light up Cody Rhodes. He could basically tell the crowd, like, all right, he did some stuff like that where he was like, you know,
there's a million
the fake jokes. There's, like, but everything about Cena should be, like, reversed. Like, that's what it really should. Like, he should have walked out there with no music. Like, walk out there with one of Vince McMahon suits and really be Hollywood John. But it's not. And he just kind of, it sounded whiny, and it sounded like, it was like, bro, like, I don't know why you were acting this way. It's like, I think he could have gaslighted more and got more out of this and be like, what are you mad at me for or whatever? You know, I'm just trying to win. Like, he could have did that even.
Or he could have been like, yo. 17?
Like I thought y'all wanted it. Yeah, exactly. He could have gaslit. He could have been like, "Yo, I ain't shit." He didn't do that. He could have said, "Yo, I ain't shit." Like, I did all this hustle, all this respect. That's just a lie, and then rip that shit off and burn it. Like, dude, he could have did something.
Yeah. So, what exactly was it that Meltzer reported that Brian Gewirtz was like, "That's not true"? A couple weeks ago. What was all that?
Yeah, so they were saying something about Dwayne Johnson originally asked Cody to do the turn, right? Uh-huh. But Cody, a smart man, refused to give up the number one babyface position.
Yeah, Cody / other people were like, "No, we can't turn him heel. We can't turn him heel right now," right?
And then Rock was like, "All right, I'm not gonna win that one or whatever." So we'll ask Cena to do it. Uh-huh. And then the Cena thing apparently was going to happen at WrestleMania. He would probably turn on him to win the match, cheat, whatever. I don't know.
Okay.
But they sped the shit up to Elimination Chamber.
Okay.
Punk was never asked.
Okay. So what was Brian Gewirtz? What did he say that Meltzer misreported or got wrong?
He said, let me find what Gewirtz is saying.
I remember he tweeted at Meltzer and was like, "That's not true," or some shit, or something along those lines. It's like, man, I'm tired. Only time we ever hear about Gewirtz when he's doing basically Rock PR.
Yep.
And that's fine, but it's like, but don't come over here when you're known for doing this for Rock and then be like, "No, that's not true." Like, bro, of course is that route you're going. Especially when it's like stuff involving Cody and Triple H's plans. It's like, we know those motherfuckers talked to Meltzer.
He said, he's basically saying the decision was made on the day of Elimination Chamber to do it. He said that's not true. And he also
so Gewirtz said this has been a plan for a long time?
Yes.
Does this feel like it's been a plan for a long time after watching that promo? When you had 2 weeks even, or 2 or 3 weeks to even get to that promo? It seems half-baked.
Yeah.
I mean, I will say this. Yeah, Gewirtz, let's take that at face value. That was planned all along. Why didn't you have more? Why was there no substance to any of this?
Yeah.
When you have when you're 4 weeks out, 5 weeks out, whatever, 4.5 weeks out, whatever.
Like, this was how you planned it? This is how it was supposed to go?
Right.
Like,
right.
I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Like, you tell me you was planning all them Rock promos that didn't make no sense? Like, when he was just going out there and, doing whatever the fuck, blowing his storylines up, that was the plan, Gewirtz? All right. It's funnier to believe people. Like, honestly. Yeah, I just didn't love it. Like, I thought Cena would, like, I thought they would have,
because it's one of the greatest promos of all time, and this thing that he's been geared up for over a decade and wanted to do, and it's like this really big thing that's definitely gonna breathe life into the WrestleMania season. That was their big hook for the WrestleMania season, was seeing heel John Cena, and that's all you really got. Yeah. You expect more. Yeah. I think that's fair. I think that's fair.
Like, is Triple H at the helm for this? Like, do we get to aim any darts at Paul Levesque here? Be like, hey, bro, like you couldn't come up with nothing better than this, or I think he's involved in this,
where he can steer it wherever he wants to steer it. No, I don't think so. I think whatever Rod do, he can't got no control of. Most he can do is try to be like, hey, let's just try to get a hold of Cody. Be like, hey, man, don't go over there and don't turn heel right now. That's fucking dumb. Like, Rock, that's the most he can do. But he can't be out here telling Rock, "Nah, we not doing that, Dwayne." He can't do that. He got to have mind control over Dwayne. He can't be,
So Jen, what you saying is Triple H was not asked, just like
no,
Punk.
Not at all. He was informed.
Yeah. This is You see it, and it like you only got one chance to do this, James.
Yeah.
The John Cena heel turn in 20-something years, and this is what they came to the table with. I feel robbed, like of all that Super Cena shittiness and everything like that. That people was giving that man the blues for years, and then he fought through a lot of that shit, proved some of it wrong or whatever, and he ultimately persevered, right? And then I think the timing of this is fucked up. Obviously, like I said, they were beating him like a drum with Austin Theory and Solo Sikoa and basically did nothing with him for a decade at WrestleMania. They wound him down like faster than they were supposed to. And then all of a sudden, you got to draw with John Cena again years later. It's like, bro, I just saw it 2 years ago. He's losing to Austin Theory in the opener. Like this, it feels like a complete like act. And I know it's wrestling, but it's like there's no credibility here. There's no insurance here, as we like to talk about. There's no insurance to rub that shit against except like his history, but he's largely disconnected from that history now. This is an audience that like it's like it's Cody's audience now, and they don't acknowledge the changeover. Almost, it's like it's John Cena. It's always just John Cena. It's the same. Like this is a chance for Cena to like do something unique to this time, but instead all they did was the status quo, which ultimately is what people were always upset with John Cena about.
Yeah, that's a good point. I would say, like, I think there is a difference and there's an issue with the booking of John Cena in these last few years. Like, there is whatever they have planned for him in kayfabe, and this will happen when you down cycle like top stars, whatever else, or it can be at times where like sometimes you might be trying to down cycle the top star and the crowd just absolutely ain't fucking having it because they're like, I remember this motherfucker. Like, no. Like, I bought tickets to go see him 3 years ago, last year, 18 months ago. No, I'm not buying him being down the card. Get the fuck out of here. Right? Like, so, and that's an uphill battle. Like, so when you talked about the Solo Sikoa stuff and the Austin Theory stuff, it's like, yeah, he did do jobs to those people. But nobody with a brain thought like, oh yeah, he actually ain't no top star no more, even though the ratings say every time he shows up, crowd, needle moves, right? It was like, yeah, it's time for him to put people over, and he's like, all right, well, let's put over these people to try to give them something that's like, the crowd don't give a fuck about no Solo Sikoa,
They should have picked other people to do that shit with.
Right. But instead they picked Solo Sikoa because like, oh, we're going to, have him be the, the person that be the breakout star outside of all this, that's young outside of all, and with all this, bloodline stuff. And then like now we ain't, bro, he ain't on TV. It's WrestleMania season. I don't know if you're going to have a match.
Jacob Fatu ate his lunch.
Right. So yeah, man, like I think that's one of those things where it's like, in kayfabe, that's the story they told us, but much like us that know it's fake and realize that like there's shenanigans afoot, like we ain't buying it. Just like we weren't buying the Charlotte and Becky shit back in 2017 or 18. It's like sometimes we're like, nah, man, fuck that. Your story is whack. We don't care about your presentation. Fuck out of here. And that's one of those things with when it comes to fan service and the tug of war of whatever your wacky plans are and what like the fans actually view as something worth investing in. And like you saying, yeah, we're going to downcycle John Cena for Austin Theory. Are you out your fucking mind? I don't give a damn if John Cena's cooked or not. He clearly is cooked. This match finna stank unless they put some type of like, bells and whistles and smoke and mirrors all in it. Which of course is Cody Rhodes, of course. But still, we'll see how this goes. But like, that's the main event that seemingly is the biggest match they got.
Yeah. It seems so goofy.
Like you mentioned, you only
like,
got one shot
and Cena's gotta win. Look, and Cena's gotta win.
If it's
or it's over.
Unless you got to especially if it's the whole tour, because like you have to have him win it, get to 17, have him lose back to Cody, and then like before he's out of there, like turn back babyface. You have to accomplish all that. That is a really big ask in the span of like inside of a year to do all of that with somebody that's that big of a star in the industry. or to the history of your promotion. Like, that's a better way to put it. Because that's more important than actually how big of a story it is in history of wrestling. Like the part where it's like, this person meant this much to his promotion, and he's clear on his way out, and it makes no sense for you to send him out there as a heel on the end because there's money to try to get, fool. So yeah, that's a real tough ask. Real tough ask. I wouldn't have done it, and that's the part that I gave him credit for. Is like it was ambitious to do that in that way, but if you're gonna do
I think we both give him credit for that. Right. It was like, all right,
right. But it's like
because you have the chance,
right? If you're gonna do it, you got one shot, and you better impress.
Awesome.
I'm not willing to just say it's over. I don't think you are either. I just, for the record, be like, they got a couple more weeks, but it's like it's got to be better than what we just got this week. It's got to be better than
this. I think like you basically got to have like, it's like you have if you have the earthquake of the turn and the angle like that, this had to be like the aftershock. It couldn't just be, all right, it's chapter 1 in the book now or whatever. Like we're gonna start it or whatever. No, this needed to be like
shoes got to start dropping.
Like Cody either got to get destroyed. He's got to run into some security force. Cena's got to like come out there and be like, I refuse to like explain to anything. I want to talk to Cody. Or I'm gonna tell him why. I'm gonna look him in his face. Yes,
I heard
they're doing
I didn't know about that.
Yes, they're doing a dinner with John Cena around WrestleMania for 20 fans, and you can pay $25,000 to have dinner with John Cena. What? Right. I don't think there would not be enough to ask John Cena about to pay $25,000. He seems like the most boring person in the world.
I think it's much like Belichick and a lot of these other people, like Popovich, Tim Duncan. They're not. It's not that they're actually really boring. Is that they're being boring on purpose so that you leave them the fuck alone. So any of the good stuff they have to give, they don't want to give you.
Hey, also the Triple H meet and greet is like $8,000 or some shit. I heard.
Really, it's only $8.
It's scamming people. When the TKO is scamming.
No. Let's take a step back. When the PR came out about this, how pissed off do you think Triple H was when he found out that he was 8 and Cena was 25? How pissed?
I don't know the setting of the Triple H thing. I think the thing is just a meet and greet with Triple H. I don't think it's a dinner or you get to spend time with him.
Okay, fair enough.
Slightly different.
Fair enough.
But let's also talk about something else that got announced with WWE.
Have you heard about it? Have they announced a meet and greet with Undertaker yet?
I think he's doing a one-man show this WrestleMania weekend, but
I didn't know
he does meet and greets quite often.
I thought like a one where he'd be like, because I like to see the in between prices. Undertaker, like if Triple H is worth 8 and John Cena is worth 25, Undertaker gonna be like, yeah, put me at 12, brother. Like, yeah. I just whatever Triple H had, put me just
slightly above.
That 1.25 above or 1.33 above. Yeah, some shit like that.
So WWE is doing a roast of WrestleMania with comedian Tony Hinchcliffe, who was known for appearing at, I believe, that Trump rally that was in Madison Square Garden, that he took a lot of shots at Puerto Ricans, various Latino ethnic groups, and
that asshole. Okay.
Yeah, and he's just a general kind of, right-wing comedy figure or whatever. And WWE put this out, and first they floated the idea through WrestleVotes or whatever. And people were like, don't do this. This is a bad idea. Of course they do it or whatever. They have Sami Zayn and Wade Barrett, a couple other people announcing it, whatever. People were absolutely shocked that Sami Zayn is actually a part of this. I'm like, what earth are y'all in? This nigga has been going to Saudi Arabia for 5 years now. He don't give a fuck. I don't. I had a simple tweet for the timeline. I was like, these people keep telling y'all who they want to roll with.
Yeah.
Believe it. Believe them. This is not the Hogan thing. WWE is like MAGA. It's like basically stealth MAGA.
It's not even stealth MAGA. It's as MAGA as anything else.
Yeah.
Like,
it's like... It's like one step away from UFC. Like this all feels like the soft launch to bring Trump back finally out there, hand Cody Rhodes the belt and shit.
I would say it can't be as far as out as UFC is, because like Michael Cole's not here like doing podcasts that are about conspiracy theories and are fucking batshit insane like Rogan is.
But Pat McAfee is.
McAfee's not near, but McAfee's not near. Even McAfee's not nearly as bad as Rogan.
Yeah,
McAfee
just allows the other motherfuckers to come on the show and say that,
right?
Like Aaron Rodgers, yeah.
right. Like he'll bring on McAfee will bring on Aaron Rodgers to talk about vaccines. Joe Rogan is there to talk about the vaccines himself.
Yeah, they had Andrew Schultz on Raw not too long ago.
Really? I did not know that.
Yes, they had him getting beat up by Logan Paul and saved by AJ Styles. That's just all together, baby, right there. Mix it all in.
Hold on.
Yeah.
That's a joke. That's not like a Republican. That's like a right wing conservative joke. Like AJ Styles, Andrew Schultz, and Logan Paul all walk into a bar.
Correct. They literally did it.
Oof, man.
So a lot of people saying this is manosphere stuff or whatever they're embracing, and the stuff with
it's something
like that stuff is there, but it's like, all right, do y'all know what like the after parties of these WrestleMania? This is after WrestleMania, so like that night's gonna finish, and then they're gonna do that, and apparently people were trying to use the cope. Oh, it's not televised and stuff like that. I'm like, they're selling tickets for this event unless they're gonna take everyone's phones in advance. We will see whatever the fuck is happening in the show. People keying it up at whatever the fuck they'll say, or they're gonna have wrestlers participate in this, or have the comedian. And I imagine people's emotions will be high after that show. People gonna be letting it out, essentially out there, motherfuckers, that didn't get booked, or so someone just say something goes wrong at the show. They still got to do this roast and shit. Like, I think this is a very bad idea. And this is a sign of who they want to be, who they want to appeal to, and they keep asking you to choose a side.
Yeah.
Like, they keep asking you, like, yo, like, this is who we are. It's like, yo, they letting their nuts hang, essentially. Like, y'all like this? Y'all down with it? I'm telling you, when Donald Trump pulls up to Monday Night Raw or one of these fucking pay-per-views, do not say you didn't see it coming. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, I save the performative outrage. Save the tweets. Save the questions to black wrestlers or wrestlers of color. Like, we don't want to hear from them. This is not their fight. Their fight is the motherfuckers above them that are showing up and sitting with Linda McMahon as she threatens to disable the Department of Education. We can't answer, about whether, DEI is getting cut, in African American studies and courses and funding for those kind of schools and stuff like that. Who has no answer for this, apparently, James?
Yeah.
This stuff happened a few weeks ago, and our show ended up running long. We didn't get to talk about it, whatever. Like, people just literally turn their heads, act like they don't see this stuff, and it's like, how long they gonna fake? Why don't they just be who they are? Say we like it.
Yeah, they're stuck in that R. Kelly zone of it. Like, we can separate, or they're claiming that they can separate the people's politics from the people that put on the shows, and what they put on screen is like, nah, brother, like, this is R. Kelly, them doing all these angles and things they've done over the years, like, and the crazy thing you see in the Attitude Era, like, this is literally like, R. Kelly making Seems Like You're Ready is like, no, like, he made a pedophile song. He's a pedophile. He's like, no, they put out they was out here calling Mark Henry a person they put on that list third or fourth or whatever else. They had Michael Cole on commentary call him the silverback of WWE, right? Like, no, man. It's there. It's always been there. You've just been doing this like you fucking Kyle Fletcher.
Look, and for me to call it out, don't get mad at the messenger. I'm just saying what it is.
But they be like, why do you gotta bring this part where I have to actually, like, you know, use morality? Or I have to critically think about how I should feel about this thing that makes me feel good. And I get it, but it's like, hey, if you kind of detach yourself from identifying as a WWE fan, then
you ain't got to defend it.
You don't.
Like, they ain't got to defend it.
Right.
They could not engage.
Right. Like, man, look, man, I watch.
They could ignore my tweets.
Like, look, bro. I watch AEW owned by the Jacksonville Jaguars owners. I'm pretty sure there's some fucked up shit going on with the Khan family. Whenever the shoe drops on it, you know what I'm gonna do? Say, damn, that's fucked up. And then I'll get to thinking about whether or not I should be continuing to watch AEW or not. They've already decided I'm gonna watch this WWE no matter what. Regardless of however bad it gets, I'm gonna continue to watch this WWE. And like, hey man, I don't know why you feel like you should always just have these loyalty to these brands and these places that have gave you feel good in the past. You've grown the fuck up. It's okay to be like, I don't want to do this anymore. There's no way that this wrestling feels this damn good to you. I'm not even talking about the quality of the wrestling. I'm saying there's nothing that any of these shows on TV or on streaming give you that kind of feel good where you'd be like, nah. Nah, man, like, it's just weird to me. It's just weird to me, man. It's weird. And like, at least if you're gonna be like, I'm gonna still rock with it, at least own up to it. They just put in their head, they be like, nah, right. I'm gonna deny it, so they don't have to actually come to face it at all.
Like, nah, you're actually the problem. I'm like, all right, man.
Weird coping and defense mechanisms, bro. It's really weird. Like, it's very dishonest.
Like, if I could just say something like, yeah, man, they didn't do nothing for Black History Month. Why are you bringing this up? I'm like, hey, bro, they normally do that. What changed? Let's talk about what changed.
Yeah.
Oh, there's been, you don't want to, explore that part. Oh, okay. Yeah. I get it. Put your Triple H shirt on with the Nazi, style, logos and shit, and shut the fuck up. Stay away from me. Like, I don't like, it was funny. I had somebody reply to me with some lists from like 2016 talking about the donations or whatever, but they didn't have numbers on them. So I was like, I'm glad you brought that up. Care to find the numbers of the donations or whatever? Because they were like AEW does it too. But WWE just, they do it like much more covertly or whatever, essentially. And I was like, I saw Shad Khan, Jacksonville Jaguars, and it had all the NFL teams and then WWE at the top. I'm like, all right, man, like, let's talk about it then. I believe I heard Shad Khan gave $1 million in 2016, kind of later came out and denounced, Trump after that. Never really has gone near him since or been affiliated. But bringing this up, like, it's like, all right, if you say this, it's like, okay, let's talk about what WWE has contributed.
Way more.
Oh, like fucking multiples of this, and they're literally in the administration? Does that make sense?
Now, don't get me wrong, sending $1 million to them is fucked up. And I'm not happy about that either. And I don't really, it's trying to get into what is it called, Atrocity Olympics. Yeah. But yeah, you do have a point. You have a point. There's clearly a difference between the level of favor currying, if you will.
It's like, I think it's kind of like, I don't know, at least in NFL ownership, it's kind of like a rite of passage to donate to the presidential like inaugurations. Don't they do that? Like,
yeah, they play both sides. Either side. Like you go through any of them, they are donating to both sides.
Right. So,
like, unless you're like the Moonies, basically.
We did not even introduce. That's about it. We didn't introduce Saudi Arabia to this conversation. We didn't talk about any of that. It's just like, all right, bro. Like, we see the way this thing is set up. This is like, I'm not worried about the Undertaker. He's a private citizen. He do what he wants with his money or whatever. I don't care like about him. Like whatever. Like that's who that is or whatever. But
like Undertaker and
I'm
Kane
talking-
are not the same thing.
Right. Like Undertaker's a private citizen, does whatever. Kane's getting on TV with that bullshit.
Yeah, he's a fucking like political office. He's in political office. Yeah, he's doing the fuck shit.
Like he's really trying to affect people's lives. It's like, all right, you can donate to fucking anything. So like I think what bothers them so much is that they just feel like they are under attack, strangely.
I wonder if that is not a political strategy that helped like put Trump in office, talking about people being under attack that aren't actually under attack. Like the constant victimization of themselves and finding an enemy, constantly always finding an enemy. Yeah, it's kind of a thing.
Yeah. Saw some people defending it who shall remain nameless. Whatever. People who may or may not have been booted off a commentary over a Mercedes Moné match over the weekend.
Ooh.
So, yeah.
Did you watch that match? I didn't watch it.
No, nah. Indy Hartwell's in it, so I'm just putting that one down the road.
That's exactly why. Look, bro, I haven't seen Shuri versus Suri yet. Like, I'm not. There are a lot of things I got to get to before I get to that one. Sorry.
Yeah. So Tony Hunchcliffe or whatever his name is just one more domino to fall in.
And also,
what eventually will drop.
And also the part where it's like me, hey, so you say that it's untelevised. You know there's gonna be people recording this stuff. Like, I wonder if like the robots they sent out there to do the jokes and say the jokes that were written for them. I wonder if there'll be any mention of Vince McMahon. I wonder. Something tells me no. And then when we come back, we get video of it. I'll come back and be like, I was wrong. They actually really had actual robots for the quote unquote gloves were off. But we'll see. I seriously doubt it.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on.
Your old or broken phone can let you down when you need it most.
Perfect.
But at Verizon, trade in any old phone from our top brands and get the most for it, up to $2,000 in value for an amazing new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence and a new line on My Plan, and iPad and Apple Watch Series 10. That's like a 3-for-1. And you can get it on any plan. At Verizon, trade in your old phone for a brand new iPhone 16 Pro, iPad, and Apple Watch. The other guys won't give you that. Visit Verizon.com today. Additional terms apply. Service plan required for Apple Watch and iPad. Up to $2,000 value based on iPhone, iPad, and Apple Watch.
All you homeowners have unique needs. Some feel the need to leave up holiday decorations year-round. Others have the need to use their garage as practice space for their new metal band. And because each homeowner has unique needs, Geico helps you get the right coverage for your home and what's in it. That way, you get exactly what's right for you, even if your needs are unique. Get more with Geico.
I saw a Tessa Blanchard promo emerge on Twitter last week where Tessa with all the bronzer on is also wearing.
She's always had all the bronzer on though.
But now
that'd be like talking about MJF
I can see what she's going for. This only adds to the aesthetic now.
God,
like,
damn it.
So Tessa Blanchard is back, obviously in TNA as like a dry run to eventually get her in WWE. Remember, you heard us say it. She's in this interview and she's doing an interview on the former, what the fuck is her name? Xia Li. Goes by Li Ying. I don't know her new ring name. She showed up with a bedazzled red bandana on her head, cutting a promo and then switching.
Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
And then switching to Spanish halfway through the promo, and then like blows kisses at the camera and says besitos, and I'm just like, I go to Tessa's Instagram just to see, like, all right, was there anything else with this that I missed or whatever? I see her in El Paso, Texas, posing underneath a mural of Eddie Guerrero. I'm like, all right, bro, something's going on here, man. Why does this white woman think she is Latina?
Because she's lived in Mexico for like 2 or 3 years now at this point. So she apparently feels like she is now a woman of the people.
Brother, we need to get Thunder Rosa on the phone now. I need to know what she thinks of this.
See, now the sad thing, well, okay, I know one reason why they would not be friends, but if not for that one particular incident involving spit, she might actually probably politically would be friends with fucking Tessa Blanchard for all we know. Fuck, man.
Yo, I didn't know whether she was a blood. Like, I was like, is she a blood? Is she like, is she doing that? Or is it just like, then I heard her start talking Spanish. I was like, oh, there's a lot going on here. So it's like gang culture cosplay. She's no longer a white woman, essentially. And now she's talking Spanish to the opponents, too. Is she going to, like, talk shit in Spanish after she, like, beats the opponents? Is she going to talk shit in Spanish while administering the ass whooping? Like, yeah, man. I don't know, dog. Like, what did you think when you saw this?
Well, I guess my first thought was like, damn, I didn't know she was trying to get a Modelo commercial. You ever see the commercials with like famous Mexicans where it's like Tony Gonzalez, he got a commercial, they got an Anderson Paak commercial, right? Like, it's like, all right, bro, like I think Canelo had one too, right? Back in the day. Like, I think Canelo might have been the first one. It's like, so Tessa's trying to get herself a Modelo commercial, right? I was like, what is this? They gonna find out. They gonna find out real quick.
She's trying to fool people, James.
Right. It also is like, why are you trying to give yourself a Modelo commercial? It's like, you think you finna jump over the Bellas? Are people supposed to pretend that we don't know that they... I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on. It's weird. It's funny. I'm not really thinking too much about this because it's Tessa Blanchard. Who gives a fuck? Like, yeah. It's just silly. And like, you know, it's just silly. It's just... The only thing I got is jokes for it because it's like ridiculous. Like, and it's also one of those things where it's like, you know, we always talk about like how there's this like how weird like hate works, where it's like you may hate one group of people, but you don't hate other groups of people. That it's weird. It's always weird when it's like these people that like. I got a problem with black people, but like, yeah, Mexicans, cool. Or reverse, the person I was dating this time, like, found out like, yeah, don't like Mexicans. I'm like, all right, this is not gonna work. This is not. The fuck's going on? What's going on? It makes no sense to me. You have a biracial child. The fuck's wrong with you? So yeah, man. That's
a throwback.
Yeah, that's a real throwback. But it's just one of those things where, like, the stupidity of all this shit, the weirdness is like, I just hope no one gets hurt in the nonsense, or no one feels like really offended by her goofy shit. But you know, that's all I gotta say. All I got is jokes for it because it's so fucking weird and dumb.
Dr. Sabas says, I wonder how Taya Valkyrie feels about this gimmick infringement. Oh man.
Okay, so I've seen Taya with the Vera Locust.
I ain't never went like this.
I've never mistaken Taya Valkyrie for a Chola. It's never been a thing. That's never been a thing. I've never expected her all of a sudden to show up with a flannel and khakis and Converses. No.
Yeah, Taya does speak Spanish.
Yes, she speaks Spanish, yeah.
Slash dies. The more important question, Rich, will Triple H put her in the Agua Frescas sponsored match at WrestleMania? You know,
I bought some Aqua Fresh like 2 weekends ago. I bought a new 12-pack.
Customer for life.
This shit's good. I'm sorry. They are.
I think Triple H would not put her in that one. Like, he's already auctioned those spots off, you know. So, but yeah. Anyway, yeah, Lady Frost ain't acting like this. She be wrestling in CMLL too.
Brewhaven, you said James part of the problem. I would disagree. I wouldn't. I'm enabling, or I'm encouraging this nonsense. Like, sorry, y'all.
Oh man. So AEW Dynamite last week. I don't feel like doing a full show review because we still got questions and all that. Yeah. But I saw a lot of people down on the show. I liked the show. I figured it was one of those situations where all the roster, everybody wrestled hard matches on the pay-per-view, so like either people aren't cleared and they're using people that weren't on the pay-per-view necessarily to, you know, kind of do like a buffer week before they get to the real shit, which kind of looks like that's happening in a few cases. There was that 4-way match that was set up for the number one contender for the international belt, which ended up seeing the debut of Speedball Mike Bailey, a wrestler directly custom built for RLPW. This nigga does flips and karate kicks. What did y'all expect? Of course he was drafted to the RLPW team. Come on in, brother.
It's also
funny. Come on in.
We were talking about this, like, you know, last year we were like, yo, who's the biggest star for like WrestleMania weekend as far as the indie shows, whatever. So it's been Mike Bailey, you know, the last couple years, and now he's at AEW. It's like, well, at this point now, I told Rich this, now it's Stardom wrestlers. And now it's Stardom wrestlers. Because like everybody else signed up. So like find whoever you can get to, you know, come through for, you know, from New Japan and from, you know, Stardom. That's all you have the bank on right now. Everybody else is signed up, it seems like.
Signed up. And they're running WWE ID tournaments and shit and literally watering the whole shit down. So no. But as I was mentioning, Mike Bailey debut with a win over Beast Mortos. Really good match. Loved the finisher. He's Mike Bailey. If you look at him when last summer he wrestled Swerve at House of Glory, and you look at him now, definitely worked hard on the physique to show up to TV, and you know he used his time well.
Got a tan
main
too.
event. Yeah, you know, tan the feet too. No, I'm playing.
I didn't pay attention to his feet to know if he's true, if he being real or not. But yeah, he definitely has. He definitely, you know, like ready for some type of championship push on Turner.
Yeah.
At least in the older days.
Yeah, I like this guy a lot. Like, and I like how uncomfortable he makes people. That's another guy. People just act weird about him, James. Like, so
I mean, he won't ruffle feathers the way that like Orange Cassidy does. But yeah, he's definitely one of those you know, hyper wrestlers. Yeah.
Orange Cassidy wrestled against who do you face in the main
Beast
event?
Mortos. No, I'm sorry,
Beast Mortos. Hechicero, yes.
Beast Mortos had a tag match.
Man, that would have been nice if they put Hechicero through, but they did not. So Orange Cassidy qualified for the match. I mean, he ain't doing nothing. Like, I don't.
Damn.
So, you know, Hechicero, I wish he brought the fire with him in the entrance. He didn't, but
you know.
So, what else do they have?
Depending on municipalities, like, nah, you can't do that. Nah. Like if you bring that fire, we will hose your ass down with the extinguisher immediately. Now play it how you want to play it.
There was a tag match between Powerhouse Hobbs and I believe it was Hologram, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Against Dralistico and Brian Cage. This was a hey, they don't let us get on Dynamite too much. So we're gonna go crazy.
And cornering those two was Beast Mortos. And cornering Hobbs and Hologram was Harley Graham. Rich,
Bro, that Harley Graham shit is so funny.
Yes, it is. It's fucking ridiculous. Okay, Rich. Hobbs, Hologram, Harley Graham. Why are they not called Triple H? Give me one good reason why they're not called Triple H other than the fact they'll get sued.
Team HHH.
Nah,
do that.
I'm calling Triple H. They can't sue me. I don't have no TMs. I ain't trademarking it.
Why not? Go for it.
Yeah.
But Mortos is this is a multi-week thing of him being infatuated by Harley Graham.
Yes, and it's hilarious because like, okay, he hates Hologram with the passion of 1,000 Suns, but he wants to fuck the person with the same mask on. It's just weird.
With the hair, it's the hair that's sticking out of it.
It's weird. So, it's like
he sees the yellow hair sticking out of it, and he's like, hold on now, something's different here. You know,
look, the pain and pleasure centers are close in the brain or some shit like that, I guess, or whatever. It's strange, but it's funny. It's amusing. It's flat out amusing. I like it because it's like it gives him some personality that draw it to other nerds. He's a great wrestler, so yeah, I'm into it. It's weird. Harley's really good at making weird stuff entertaining for me. She really is.
Yeah. They announced a rematch of Jon Moxley and Adam Copeland, which they set up with a interview with Swerve backstage, and Cope walks up. And he's basically talks about he didn't get pinned. So, like, all right, it's like there's three situations here. They always plan to do this and use the non-job to basically book that. They knew it was shit and just asked for another chance. Or this was like, I can't even think of the third one. It slipped my mind. But I think them doing this, I don't know why they're doing this. I haven't, it's like they know this match is so bad. It's almost like they want to like make it up to everyone and try to do a better match on TV. And it's like, all right, you dedicated 3 months to it. You didn't give it a finish. You're going to give it a finish now, but it's a street fight. So we know some bullshit's about to happen. So it ain't about to be no clean job here either.
Right.
Is it just about to be Jay White finally turning on Cope?
That's what I thought. But there's still also the part where it's like, based off the promos that Moxie cut on the show and also Jay White's promo is like Jay White still wasn't on the contendership. He teased whether or not he did that to Cope on purpose, hitting him with the thing, and he's like, he asked the crowd, he didn't actually answer, which is okay. Then you have
Jay White and Cope is going to be one of the worst, most boring feuds I can think of. Oh my god!
So then you have Moxley cut the promo earlier in the show talking about like, I underestimated Cope. He's of more resolve and grit than I anticipated. And he said, I won't make the same mistake twice, which screams to me, oh, Claudio finna come in this bitch and fuck him up. That's all. Oh, okay. So I'll just send up goons descend upon this man, and it turns into Bloodline Rules real quick. So yeah, man.
You're like, why does he get a rematch, dog?
There's so many options for how Cope is gonna get fucked out in this match. So many options. You pick one.
It's like, bro, like y'all could have just let this go, bro. Like, boss, move the fuck on. Oh, the third thing, they want. I'll do a fucking job. Like that's what they heard the criticism about Cope.
No one's doing a job because it's gonna be involved. Interference gonna be involved. No one did a real job.
Exactly. Big job is about to happen. So, I don't care to necessarily see it. I think it's cutting into the build of Swerve and Mox. Swerve cut a good promo on Collision.
What is that? Basically, April 6th?
Yes, basically Swerve flat says a line that I think is a double entendre, like, Adam Cole, you just stand in the way of the future of all elite wrestling, and literally like those words, I was like, that part on Belly where they're in Nebraska and then they're like, we're gonna drop dime on them niggas, dog. I don't like that shit. Dog. I was like, bro, when Cole saw that shit, boy, I don't know how he got away with that one. So, but he basically cut a promo on Moxley too. Moxley rolled up on him, hit him with a tire iron, ran off. Jon Moxley's
when was this?
Looking more
Collision?
On Collision.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is on Collision. Jon Moxley is looking like a McDonald's bandit at this point.
He like Hamburglar?
Yes, but just no stripes. It's just all black.
Oh, so he's like a regular burglar. Okay.
Yeah.
So he look like Joe Pesci in Home Alone and shit.
Yes. Like,
oh no, I gotta see this shit.
Yeah. So he runs back. He's cutting these paranoid promos and pretty much talking in riddles, just like Swerve said. He was talking in riddles. So we gotta wait for longer to get this thing started. We'll see how it goes. I think y'all need to be very loud and keep saying that, keep cheering for Swerve. Keep cheering for Swerve. And get this. Because there's a lot of other things that happened on this show. Wheels in motion. Will Ospreay basically announces the Owen Hart tournament. He's entering it. Wants to win at All In. Wants the responsibility. Tells a fucking hilarious story.
That was funny.
He's so likable. He's so great, bro. Like, I wouldn't mind watching a Will Ospreay title match. In Texas. I don't know about you, James.
Yeah, I would enjoy that very much. I know what I would not enjoy: Jon Moxley in that main event at this point.
I agree. I don't care who it is.
You trying to forget us? Like you trying to draw people to that stadium. You got a few months to do it, and the longer Jon Moxley is in that title picture, like he main event this show, the less people are being enthused want to fly into Texas to do that. Oh my God! I just saw the video. This nigga,
bro, didn't he look like some kind of bandit?
This nigga look like he finna steal all the diamonds.
Yes.
Like he's like he finna etch a hole through a glass and then unlash the shit, and then he climbed through, and then he think there's lasers, so he got dust, he blow the dust, and so you see the lasers. Also, this nigga shimmying his ass over and through and down around the lasers, not tripping the alarm, and then he come out with all the diamonds. Yes.
He looks like he's the evil guy that works with Martin Lawrence during Blue Streak.
Yeah, I forgot about Blue Streak. Yes, this nigga dressed like he fit up. Yes, this nigga like he's ready for a heist, a flat out heist. Oh man, yeah.
So we'll see what's going down next week.
Wait, did he wear gloves? Hold on, did he have gloves on? Hold on, let me see if he had gloves on.
Zekumaki says Sarah and Trish had a good point. This run has gotten no one over. The BCC and Cope feud doesn't represent what AEW is. I mean, you look at it like, did this thing help Orange Cassidy? No. Did this help Jay White?
No.
Oh. Did it help Hangman?
Hangman was gonna be all right, okay, but either way, but no, it did not help.
Hangman's bulletproof.
Yeah, he's bulletproof, but it definitely did not help him. It didn't hurt him, but it didn't help him.
Bro, this is like the unstoppable force meets the immovable object. Like it's like, all right, I dare you to have a bad feud with Swerve. I dare you. Did not blame Swerve.
Well, I don't think it's been bad so far. It ain't been much, but it ain't been bad.
I mean, it hasn't really started, really.
Right.
Like,
It basically started with, he stomped him and then he got lit back with a tire iron. Jesus. So yeah. So we're off to an okay start.
Look, I mean, come on, man. Like I've talked about how I'm done with Jon Moxley as the main eventer for about a year now. Like, I just don't think he's a main event wrestler anymore. Like, he be on the shows.
He hasn't had good programs to say he is. So yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and it's like, especially like you look at the fucking murderer's row of people that is surrounding him. It's like the choices are obvious, and you could go with any of them almost.
I've liked 2 promos he's cut since he turned on Danielson. 2. This is a dude that was, in my opinion, the best promo in the fake sport for the last like half decade. I've liked 2 promos he's cut in 6 months or whatever, something like that. It's not good. It's not good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's rough. It's rough for him right now. He going through it, but look, it ain't gonna be. Look, it's not gonna be like
it ain't got to be much longer though.
I was gonna say it ain't like he's wrestling Cope and then his opponent is like we weren't checking for Cope. Like we weren't largely embracing him.
They will be living and dying with it. It's in St. Louis again, right?
Philly.
Oh, Philly. They will be living and dying with him in Philadelphia to win that title.
Like, Like, it's gonna be like one of the most.
It's a layup if he wins the title. It's a layup. Take the layup.
Crowd, you talking about like just like, and it conversely it goes the other way too. If they beat him, like they beat Swerve here, and depending on how they do it,
people will be pissed. And then it's like all right,
all this bad shit in the middle of WrestleMania season, and then it's like, what do you think's gonna soak all that up?
And it's also no one's gonna be interested in the main event, whatever that main event will be for Double or Nothing, because they know that Moxley will be then getting into All In, unless you put like Kenny Omega or Heyman Page there. That's the only two people that get you to buy that he could lose the title before All In.
Yeah,
I don't think you want to run that risk. I just don't.
Yeah, they had MJF link up with had a promo segment with MVP.
Yeah,
it's like he may be doing some type of. Of course, MJF knows everybody, has a history with everyone. They ran that stuff down.
Yeah, he loves talking about the relationships that we don't see on camera. It's almost as if he can just make this shit up all the time, and we can't. And there's no reason for us to buy whether or not this is real, because he's been a liar his whole entire thing. So none of this means emotionally anything to us. Yeah, it's almost as if that's the case. It's almost like it's a big problem with MJF over the last his whole tenure in AEW. He can play fast and loose with the rules.
So the funny thing, as you mentioned, that someone did produce the picture of the event that MVP got allegedly driven to by MJF. Like, I didn't see MJF in it or anything, but can we get
that picture of him after the match he had in kayfabe, where he's a bad guy facing Jungle Boy, and then he goes backstage and they agree to be friends? Can we do that? Can you pull up that footage? This is the problem when you do this kind of shit.
I just hope MJF doesn't pitch calling anybody a nigga during this. Like, I just hope we can stay away from that. I don't know where this can lead to. I don't know. I'm totally in the dark on this. I have no idea which way they can take it. It's like, hey, is he going to join them? Is he going to like cut some deal with them? Like, is he going to need help against them? Like, what's the, what's the deal here? Like,
maybe they break up Hurt Syndicate by keeping Benjamin and Lashley together, turn the babyface by getting away from MVP, and then MVP then becomes the manager for MJF, and they double down on the Hillness, because Hurt Syndicate is so over as babyfaces that it's only further to get them more over, and then you'd be like, all right, well, that can help MJF having a heater with a cane to hit people and take like one bump.
I don't think that. I think the hurt stuff is such a valuable property, especially from like MVP, like kind of being hands on with it. I don't think he's giving up that IP personally. I don't think they'd break up.
Unless I wouldn't either. I'm saying like
they do the full story.
What I'm saying is right, like long term, not no short term thing where this happens in like a month. I guess what I'm saying is, if this goes along, if they go down a long path with this, I'm okay with it. Because like MVP has been giving out cards for a long time since he showed up, and nobody has taken the card. So this might just be another thing where it's like, let's just buy some time with this. It's like it's almost like handing somebody a card is like a mystery box, right? Like, is Ricochet going? Ricochet still got the card. Private Party still got the card. MJF now has the card. They've been around since October, bro. So, yeah. These things might just be mystery boxes. They're not actually be Chekhov's guns, if you will. They're gonna be pulled out and used.
Too early for me to kind of diagnose this thing. I'm watching what they do, actually.
Yeah, I'm fine. I enjoyed that. Actually, so I didn't. So that actually was I'm like, when I meant like you setting tables for the whole show, felt like a whole table set. Just one of the things I found was positive. So yeah, I didn't mind it at all.
Oh, let's go with some questions, man. So Black Saber Jr. coming through. Which player plays more like Kobe, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, or Devin Booker? I'm gonna go with Devin Booker because Kobe Bryant has never like flailed himself for fouls in the way Shea Gilgeous-Alexander does. And I also see Shea as like more a lead point guard type than Kobe, and I see Booker as somebody that can do both.
Yeah, is Booker just because like obviously like Shea's game. Like I get the smoothness in the middies everywhere and like the handle, like so you can say I can see why people will say Kobe or whatever else, but just Shea does shit that makes him different from any other guard I've really ever seen, really. That I can think of. Like maybe there's someone pull out some Rod Strickland shit like when they talk about Kyrie and I'm just like, all right, man. Like I get what you're saying, but whole different fucking level. But yeah, man, there's just also, I would say personally, also just physically looking at when I watch Shea, like Shea is still, it feels like he still hasn't filled out yet, which is weird because like he's a fucking MVP candidate, he hasn't filled out his body yet. But like, yeah, there's just like a umph to his to Booker's game that more fits Kobe's than Shea's does in that kind of way. But like, I mean, you know, Shea's fucking incredible, even if he's a foul merchant, whatever. And like, I know people are doing the whole thing of like, you know, he only gets X number of foul shots a game. How is he a foul merchant? It's like, watch the games and watch how like you can't put your hands on him. That's when we got foul merchant shit. Like when people were talking about James Harden, like before they got really upset with him, and they were talking about people like Halliburton or Trae Young, is like the shit where like you feel like you're watching people play him and like if you breathe on him, it's a foul. That's the kind of shit we're talking about. Like it's just like they're playing different game of physicality where you just can't touch me compared to other guys. He's in that thing. I'm not saying he's as egregious as, you know, the Embiid and Harden shit was, but it's this thing where it's like you feel like you can't touch the dude.
Yeah, it's a game within the game.
Yeah, it's one of those. It's like, you know, more power to him. It's a skill. But it's like, I also see that, like, you know, he's been in the playoffs 3 times. He's only played well in them once ever. So we'll see. We'll see, like, you know, because the whistles are always different in the playoffs. And historically, the people that are the foul baiters, you know, the Kyle Lowrys, the Lou Wills, like the people that, like, you can't put your hands on, when they get into the playoffs, you get your hands on a little bit and their games change. And those are the people you know.
Paul Crawford.
Right. Another one. It's like, you know, all the handling the world, all that kind of stuff. All right, why don't produce in the playoffs? I wonder why that is. It's almost as if like people can put hands on you now.
So what's a wrestling promotion / time period of wrestling you've always wanted to do a deep dive in but never got the time to do?
Wait, say again?
Honestly, he said, what's a wrestling promotion / time period of wrestling you've always wanted to do a deep dive in, but never got the time to do? Honestly, for me, I think I kind of like sought out a lot of the stuff that I wanted to see. I don't really have a want to see necessarily more because the stuff I picked out, I kind of, you know, felt like I saw what I either came for. Maybe, I don't know. I had to think about it.
So they are, for me personally, it'll probably be like, probably like the first 3 or 4 years of Arcean. But, you know, because I saw, they were on YouTube, I don't know how I came across, but like, it was like year recaps of Arcean, of like their year, like 98, 99, 2000, 2001, of like, you know, their version of 5-Star Grand Prix, their version of their tag tournament, their tag league, whatever else, like how they crowned the first champion, like following Ayako Hamada, following you know, everybody else, and like it was interesting to see like there's so much stuff that like Stardom was built on off of like the foundation that was from Arcean when Rossi left All Japan with Aja, and like just watching it's kind of like, huh. And then you see some of the wrestling, and it's like, yo, Ayako Hamada's fucking awesome, and what's her name? Their first champion was fucking awesome too, right? I'm blanking on her name, but whatever. Like, she was a great technical wrestler. But yeah, it's like I just kind of would like to have Seeing that, and then obviously like Akino's Raw, but it's just like I would like to see that. Like I've seen enough of like different eras of like, you know, All Japan Women's to be like there's stuff that I want to see, but I've already seen some of it, so I know enough.
Right.
Not enough, but like I kind of have at least an idea of what that is. But like our scene is like I've only seen like that bloody ass tag match between Akino and Ayako Hamada versus like
I got an answer.
Where they beat the shit out of them, end up winning, and then a couple other matches here and there.
Pre-peso crash Mexico between like AAA and what was known as EMLL. I would have probably liked to see some of that stuff.
So
three.
What era is that? Are you talking about the 80s?
No, it's like 1990 through like 94.
Oh, so we're talking about like the freaking like the Atlantis tag or mass match and shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like Conan and Art Bar and all that shit and shit like that.
Okay.
So
did I say
3? What's your favorite?
Whatever.
What's your favorite high school basketball mixtape ever? This is easy for me. Austin Rivers, bro. He was giving it to Nick. Oh, also Seventh Woods. But he was a middle schooler then. Austin Rivers, Seventh Woods.
Rich, it might be Oscar for you, but there's one in particular you're gonna remember when I talk about it, and we're gonna be like,
oh
yeah,
I forgot.
Andre
I'm
Drummond.
sorry. Oh, there's that one. I got another one for you. Yeah, I remember the Andre Drummond one.
Andre Drummond
looked
looked like fucking Dwight Howard in high school. I was like, yo, this motherfucker's gonna yo, what the fuck is this? Go ahead.
I got another one. It's not necessarily high school, but it's before he got in the league.
Oh, damn it. Yeah, I know you're finna say. Go ahead.
Jan
Vesley.
Jan Vesley.
Me and Rich
dunking on niggas the wrong way.
Yes. When I think what was 6th to the Wizards? 6th? Something like that?
Yes.
Top 7. And I was like, and me and Rich saw the YouTube with him run open floor, just bamming on niggas left and we were like, yo, this is something. we were wrong. Bro. It was absolutely nothing.
I don't give a fuck. That video still lives on YouTube.
Oh
Type in Jan Vesley. And then the music that's going with it is like, was he Turkish?
I think he was Czech.
Okay.
I think Jan Vesley was Czech.
Yes, it was a Czechoslovakian rap. Yes. They had on that shit. Yeah. Oh my god, it was great. Shout out to Velkej. But man, so Ariane Vesley is 34 years old now. He plays for FC Barcelona.
Okay.
Right now. Yeah, Washington Wizards 2011 draft. He was picked 6th. There's a great YouTube video, Ariane Vesley, and check that out. Let me know what you think. I think that was just I just went crazy for that video. I watched it over and over every couple years. And
it's like, and the video is not short either. He literally is like a montage of him just bamming on niggas left and right.
Yeah. Number 4. What's a more dirty macking R&B song? All the Things Your Man Won't Do by Joe, or Let Me Love You by Mario, or I Wish by Carl Thomas. I think I got to go with I Wish.
I think the Joe's worse because Joe is like he landed on thick.
What Joe song was that? I don't remember that one.
I mean, pull up the lyrics. Pull up the lyrics. Yeah. It's worse than I Wish. I Wish is like we actually had a relationship and like this is actually her fault, not mine. When you think about it, like and then Let Me Love You is like you should be treated better. Like the shit with all the things your man won't do is like it don't even damn if you being mistreated. It's like nah, I will I'll do it. I'll do anything to get you. Anything.
So I got it here. All so right. They say, hey, the intro, hey love, you say you need someone to be there for you, to love you all night long. It's kind of funny, but I don't think you have to look no further because I'm right here and I'm ready to do all the things your man won't do.
Yeah.
Then the first verse, Tell me what kind of man would treat a woman so cold? Treat you like you're nothing when you're worth more than gold.
Yep.
Girl, to me, you're like a diamond. I love the way you shine. $100 million treasure. I'd give the world to make you mine.
Yep.
On the bridge. I put a string of pearls right in your hand. Make love on a beach of jet black sand.
Yep.
Outside in the rain, we can do it all night. I'll touch all the places he would not.
Yep.
And some you never knew would get you hot.
Yep.
Nothing is forbidden when we touch. The chorus. Baby, I want to do all the things your man won't do.
Can you go to that bridge for me, brother? Can you go to that bridge for me, brother?
Yes, he said, I put a string of pearls in your right hand. Make love on a beach of jet black sand. Outside in the rain.
I'm mixing up Joe's songs. Never mind. Because that man had a one bridge in one of his songs talking about make you something make a cream. I was like, yo, this nigga's insane. Get him out of here. Yeah. Like someone get a net gun and shoot this nigga and wrap him up and send him off to Arkham Asylum. He's insane.
Says, I'll take you out on a night cruise on a yacht. Just can't lose because we got a lot to look forward to. 1, 2, what you gonna do? What good is a diamond nobody can see? I hear he's got you on lockdown, but I got the master key.
Yep.
Brother. Oh, yeah, this is this. Okay, here we go. He said, the thing is, ooh, I got a Jones in my bones for you. There ain't a damn thing that I won't do. I'll make your body cream with my sex machine.
Yeah, my sex machine. Yep.
I won't stop until I hear your mother scream.
Yep.
Not even, her.
Yes.
The mother.
Yes.
The mother.
Straight to jail.
This man is, what genre is that he's?
That's that 90s R&B. Begging.
Dude. All right. MJ
now
does
you see
PR.
why I picked that one so fast over. That shit is beating the hell out of Let Me Love You and I Wish.
Yeah.
Not even close. No competition. Like them fabulous mixtapes, there is no competition too. No.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to listen to that.
I mean, look, the song sounds good. It's a good sound song. You hear it in the lyrics, you're like, hey, yo, what? Make your body creep with my sex machine. hey, R. Kelly wrote this, didn't he? I don't know if R. Kelly did write this. This is what R. Kelly would have wrote in the middle of the song. This is the second R. Kelly reference I've made in this show so far.
I mean, I think they did some R. Kelly music just came out actually over the the low quality jail. Like I saw a video with like Andrew Schultz and Charlemagne or something.
Did you or Kirby send me that?
I think it might have been Kirby.
Kirby sent me that. I was like, all right, man. He is singing it. He's singing from collect call from inmate lockup.
Yes.
Nah, man.
Yes, unplug the phones in the jail. So MJ does PR. Have either of you been keeping up with the New Japan Cup? Is Shota salvageable, or should we send him up north to Connecticut? Here we go. MJ does PR. No, he is staying right there. I've seen you guys. You have this theory about New Japan being the Rays. You know what? The Rays also had to keep some of them niggas that didn't work out too. He's staying right the fuck there. He's staying right the fuck there. I have not kept up with the tournament, but I also have not heard anything that is really knocked my socks off that I wanted to see. I heard they eliminated Gabe in some kind of stupid fashion. I kind of don't love the New Japan Cup because it's like, all right, I want the best person to win, and they're not going to like let the best person kind of go through. That's the most interesting. So isn't it David Finlay versus Shota Umino in the final?
He's bald now. New Japan Cup. I can't. Yeah, so I don't know.
He's bald now. They've cut his hair.
Yeah, I saw that part. And look, he looks bigger too. He looks physically bigger.
I don't know, man. Look, y'all knee deep in it now. You just got to ride it out. Can't look.
I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. When he be how can he be balder than me? I don't understand how that works.
Yeah, Finlay Umino finals. Yeah, I got nothing there. Not particularly excited to see either of them face Hiroki Goto. I mean, look, Hiroki Goto should beat the winner. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
like I don't know why we're talking about the IWGP title with anybody else not named Gabe Kidd or Yoda Tsuji at this point. So, let Goto had a run, and then when it's time to end it, is one of them two. So, he said, have either of you submitted your brackets for the Social Suplex March Madness tourney? I have not, because I am watching the tournament with Freedom.
I have not, because I have watched exactly 0 or men's basketball games this year outside of like Carolina Duke. So I can't. I would just be filling it out just to fill it out. Like I heard the SEC is like awesome this year.
Yeah,
and like it's not Kentucky. So
yeah, it's like Auburn and like
like I think they have like the most teams in the tournament. Like I think they have like 12 teams in the tournament, some shit like that. So or some ridiculous
JML.
number. We're like, what the fuck? How do they get this many teams in the tournament?
The JML says, who's having the worst retirement road this year, Tam Nakano or John Cena?
I mean, John Cena. And it's not that high of a bar with what Tam doing, because Tam is like, she's out the promotion, she's helping draw right now. It's fucking stupid, man.
Look, like, I don't know what Taro Okada cooking up over there with this shit.
Yeah, that's another part. Zach Mike is exactly right. Tam's not retiring because her young girl won Cinderella this weekend, and like all they gonna do is have her undo it once she loses. And they're like, it's fucking dumb. It's just dumb.
That is don't want to see that.
I retweeted someone that mentioned that like she's gonna end up with, like her young girl's gonna win the tournament. Right, is going to win the tournament.
Wish
that's going to be happening.
For her
that was like back in
unretire.
February when that happened.
Flip the table over.
Right.
Yeah, but the Cena thing is just like, I don't know, it's a letdown, I think.
Right, and at least like Kamatani and Tam have great matches. Like you ain't getting a goddamn great match out of John Cena 2025. Hell no.
J. Antonio Teodoro, who are your early predictions for median male and female wrestlers of the year?
Ooh, the
median.
Who is so this
bang average.
Median is above the Mendoza line, so it's not like how we used to do like Brie Bella's Mendoza line, where like if you worse than her, then like you were hitting below 200. So who is like the 250 hitter? What promotion will you use for this? What promotion will you use for this? Or do you actually want to go worldwide? Because that's really hard. Do you actually really want to, or do you want to just go with a promotion?
I'm gonna say early predictions for median male and female wrestlers of the year. For the women, who's gonna be right there, just kind of a little bit better than average? This is a tough one on the ladies' side.
Like someone just mentioned Julia Hart. Someone just mentioned Julia Hart. And I'm like, Julia Hart, like, I mean, since she came back, I might put her on there, but like just her whole track record, I'll put her below median.
We've got a chance to see Billy Starks. How about that? Look, I don't think she's good. I'll just say that right now. She's got a match with Mercedes tomorrow. She can prove me otherwise.
Rich, I thought I was the only one with this opinion. That she can have a good match, but like technically speaking, she's still very rough around the edges. And I'm okay. I'm willing to give her benefit of the doubt because like even with the roughness, she still can have a quality match. But she's in there with Athena when I've seen her have a high quality match, and it's fucking Athena. So what is that? So I'm willing to go with that. I would like to give someone that like people have seen more of. So I'm still trying to rack my brain.
Yeah,
I look. I have one. People will not like me when I say it. So should I say it or should I leave it alone?
That's up to you.
Fuck it. After the match she just had on pay-per-view, I'm gonna say it. Serena Deeb. Like, she is technically she's there. The matches don't match as good as the actual skill. At the technical skill. Like, technical skill here, matches aren't on that same level as the technical skill. Something's missing. Something's flat out missing.
For the guys.
Ooh.
That is a more difficult one. Because usually it's really hard to get on these shows. And I think MJF is like much improved.
Well, either you got to be really good or you got to stink.
Yeah. I'm gonna go Carmelo Hayes.
Oh,
I'm gonna go Carmelo Hayes. I think his gimmick is gonna be a total flop. Still,
I don't know what his gimmick is.
Maybe look right is he's him.
You don't need a gimmick. You're black, in the words of Michael Hayes.
I don't see it going for him. Like super cocky 5'8" guy on the main roster and black, brother. You're never getting on pay-per-view.
Median wrestler.
I mean, yes, I saw the Uso botch bro. Like, no, he's like
he's not a median. No, he's not a median male.
That brother stinks flat out.
Yeah.
Hey, you take that back, King of the North. Take
Braun Breaker?
Take that back.
Braun Breaker?
I think he's good, but
median?
Are they gonna let him? Are they gonna let him step up?
I don't think he has.
I don't know.
I don't think he has matches like that. I think obviously, like, he has a great spear, great look. You know, obviously we love the Steinerism stuff, but
yeah, I don't know. That's a tough one, man. So next question comes from Emily. She says, how do you feel about the rumored merging of the international and continental belts at All In? Would you rather it be a title for title situation, or do you think creating a brand new belt by combining the two is better?
I personally think that if they're, you know, if it was a choice of title for title and one of them walks off with two titles at the end of All In, or they go with we're merging one championship and they're getting rid of one of them and they're having one belt, one brand new belt, I'd rather the one new belt because they have one too many singles titles, men's singles titles, I believe. So
yeah,
it's like
one too many.
The international and the continental, like they have succeeded the TNT. TNT don't mean shit no more. So, yeah, if you merge those, you can get the TNT title back up to, you know, having some type of weight. And, like, obviously I know, like, he's having good matches on Collision, but he's on Collision. That is...
Yeah. I kind of like the C2 kind of being for the belt. It kind of, like, makes it different.
It still can be. If you're going to merge them.
Yeah. I wouldn't have a problem with them merging the belts. I wouldn't have a problem with it being title for title either. Like, honestly,
right.
Either option works.
Check this out.
It's a cop out.
Check this out, right? Because right now, it makes sense to merge them because right now both belts are the same thing. Someone's the champion, and someone has to have a tournament to go to be able to face them. You now have you've had Takeshita, who was the fucking champion, had to go through 2 matches to get to the eventual champion, and now you have a 8-person tournament that has a 4-way for the final to get to Kenny Omega. Then you just had the C2 for the Continental title. So basically, both of these titles is you face them, you got to go through a gauntlet or a tournament to get to it. So may as well put it together.
Additional question from Emily. She says, if either of you have been to Texas before, do you have any recommendations on what to do / where to go in the Arlington, Dallas area? Is going to be my first time in the state for All In. I actually had answered in a tweet. I have never been to Texas, but I automatically assume barbecue will be something to do.
Yeah,
I don't know if Emily is from America or not, but yeah, it's my recommendation would probably be barbecue.
Okay, so I've never been to Texas before either, but I have looked around, and I believe the spot to go to as far as, you know, if you're going to be there for multiple days, and like Texas or Dallas, Fort Worth is like really big. Like, because it's Dallas to Fort Worth, it's also Coppell, it's also Arlington. Like, it's a big metro thing. So, like, there's plenty of, like, it's a big metropolitan city that is not really a gigantic city in itself. So as far as, like, a downtown area. So, like, if you're there for multiple days, like, you're going to be able to shop and drive around. So, like, if you want to save some money, might want to look at the grocery stores, and like their spots in Texas apparently is HEB. So yeah, but you know, outside of like, you know, their cuisine, all kind of stuff, like Dallas isn't like the Dallas area, like as far as American major cities, is not like some huge cultural export. It's not New Orleans. It's not Chicago. It's not Miami. It's not San Francisco. It's not LA. It's not Los Angeles. It ain't Houston either. It's gigantic, but there is no like, I mean, you want to go like band for band. And I don't mean like stacks. I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about like, you want to go musical acts for musical acts, and they, what, you know.
Yeah, I kind of wish it was like,
it don't really hold up.
I kind of wish it was in like Houston or like Austin or whatever. Personally, like
I would love that it was in Houston.
Like we have we got the Airbnb booked and all that shit, but it's
have we announced that on the show that we're going? Have we ever done that? Oh, I remember.
Pretty sure we have.
We were going, but yeah, we're going. Yeah, Great Falls, another part of that area.
I'm definitely. I want to see some brothers in Dallas haircuts, them Dallas shags. That's out there.
God damn it! Is that, you think that shit's still around? I mean, that was around like 15 years ago.
Got to be. You know,
man, if I see a nigga come out here looking like prime Michael Crabtree, I'm gonna be like, wow. You supposed to have a different type of young boy haircut. You're supposed to have a classic young boy haircut. But okay,
we'll probably record a podcast on that Friday if we got time. Like, because like I'm flying in. I'm getting in town Thursday, so got a day to explore or have fun at least before the show. So
it's on Saturday, right?
Show's on Saturday, yeah.
Yeah.
So, whatever. Question from Pylons in Discord. So I'll repost something here. I posted elsewhere for a question. Does WWE counter-programming All In with both SmackDown and Saturday night's main event increase the pressure on the company to pivot to Swerve versus Hangman for the main event? I don't think it does, because they're going to be pivoting counter-programming with no matter who's in the main event.
Right. Yep. And also, it's like, I mean, what did they counter program the other previous All-Ins with? I don't know. I don't remember. I'm sure they did something. They don't like remember NXTs those weekends.
I think some of those NXT shows, but they are going to do Saturday night's main event for sure. But
that's a much bigger deal. That is true.
Yeah. You know, I think whatever they're going to do is kind of locked in already. Just from, you know, my own intuition. They are playing with fire already, though. They did send out that commercial with like Swerve is like 70% of the voiceover, and they end the thing with Swerve and Hangman like back to back. It's like very noticeable. So it's like people are going to start calling for it, and if they're not going to do the match, I wouldn't even lead people on.
Same. So I agree with that. I didn't know. I never saw that video, but yeah, if they're doing that, then that's kind of dirty. They're nasty if they don't go with that, because, you know, people gonna scream. People gonna want that man. Like, yeah, I need. Never mind. I believe what I was gonna say alone. But yeah, they definitely want that match. I think the people that definitely want that match at that spot also want a particular result too. And I'm like, okay, all right.
But
even if Swerve is becomes champion at Dynasty, I think he's losing the belt again I think he'd be losing that belt at All In for whoever, you know, whether it's Ospreay or whoever. So, and also, you know, mentioning the Swerve champion, like, you have three people you can actually make case for it could be the person to be in the main event, because they were begging and pleading for Darby to be the champion, right? You have that whole history between Darby and Swerve. If you do Ospreay, you have Ospreay off of the match at Dynasty the year before, or not Dynasty, Double or Nothing the year before. Was it Double or Nothing?
No, it was Forbidden Door.
Forbidden Door. Okay. And then if you do Hangman, you have the Hangman history. So, like, there are way more options of viable title challengers if it's Swerve than if it's Moxley. Because the stories actually have depth to them. When it's Moxley, it's like, okay, you could go Hangman, because they had a history. Ospreay is something new for AEW audiences. Darby, that's all cold, and people that are watching will remember, like, this shit should have happened months ago to get this shit off of Darby. It's only going to make, or get it onto Darby. Like, this only going to make people remember that, like, Moxley had to hold this title for half a year to get to this point. People might resent that.
Yeah. Like, I think that, like, if they do that like that, right, and Darby wins, and then just moving forward, it's like you have this long ass fucking thing.
It wasn't worth it. The journey was not worth it. The journey was not worth the destination.
And it's like you got to move to something else after that, and it's like everything's gonna feel like, all right, who's ready to lose to Darby Allin? And then people are gonna be like, what heels are around? And then we're gonna look around and be like, oh shit, everyone's a babyface. It's gonna be MJF, like, or like it's just like, do you want?
Right.
It's like, I don't want to watch MJF challenge for the belt, like, or someone's gonna have to turn, or I don't know. They have an exit route for all of this shit. Pick it.
Yeah.
Anyway, also last question from @45wits. How can we convince AEW to partner with the Revive starter to make AEW starter jackets with a big pocket in the front? Starter jackets are raw.
Yeah,
they're dope. But I think AEW would already drop tracksuits or something, by the way, and they haven't done that. So
they haven't.
Starter jackets.
They didn't. Official AEW ones. Or you mean just any ones in general? Because weren't they selling like the Best Friends track jackets or tracksuits?
I can't recall.
Like the ones that like Chucky T and like Trent and not Orange Cassidy was wearing, but like Statlander was wearing. You sure they weren't selling those?
I don't remember those at all.
They were like so they were like a teal and pink and black, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is like from maybe like 2-3 years ago. Okay. I could have sworn I'd assume they were selling those. All right.
@45wits, I'll write a letter. Why not? Write a handwritten letter, screen cap it, and then mail that bitch too. Yeah.
Send one to your congressman too.
Yeah. After you finish yelling at them. But yeah.
That was all the questions. Job.
Yeah. Go to hell,
How do you allow this to happen?
Yeah.
I'm just a congressman. What the fuck?
Walk in there and turn the table over. Do something. Shit. But that's it. That's all the questions. Appreciate you guys.
All right, y'all. Thanks for listening to the show. Be sure to go to Chop Tees and look at the One Nation Radio merch and find what you like and go buy it. And also, while you're at it, go to the links in the show notes for this podcast if you're listening from the stream. And you can go to the Red Circle link and you can donate there. And be sure to listen to other shows on the network. Besides One Nation Radio, you have Keepin It Strong Style, All Things Elite, Amps WWE Adventure, Wrestling Art with Chris Things, AEW Match Guide, the Trish and Sarah Wrestling
Podcast.
In Tunnel Talk. Thanks for listening, y'all. Later.
Ignore everything Kanye West says or tweets.
Yeah, sure thing. Hey, you sold that car yet?
Yeah, sold it to Carvana.
Oh, I thought you were selling to that guy.
The guy who wanted to pay me in foreign currency, no interest, over 36 months? Yeah, no. Carvana gave me an offer in minutes, picked it up, and paid me on the spot. It was so convenient.
Just like that.
Yeah.
No hassle.
None.
That is super convenient.
Sell your car to Carvana and swap hassle for convenience. Pickup fees may apply.
All you homeowners have unique needs. Some feel the need to paint their door a vibrant shade of blue. Others have the need to decorate their bathroom with fish, anchors, and other nautical items. And because each homeowner has unique needs, Geico helps you get the right coverage for your home and what's in it. That way, you get exactly what's right for you, even if your needs are unique. Get more with Geico.